humor me for a moment. Just close your eyes, just for a moment, and raise your hand if you genuinely believe that this world needs to change. If you genuinely believe it needs to change, raise your hand. Okay. Hands down. Flash that one more time, just once more. Do me a favor, please. Can you raise your hand if you genuinely believe that your life can change this world? If you genuinely believe it, please raise your hand. Hands down. Ladies and gentlemen, why are you here tonight? Why are we here? We're here, pausing in the midst of the busyness of this world, because our world is not okay. It's not okay out there. And I'm not telling you something that you don't know. You know this. But the question isn't knowing, is it? The question is, how do I respond? What do I do? What do I do? How do I change this world? I don't know the answer in full, but I'll tell you what I do. Nobody planned to start Crossroads, the charity that I work with. You know, my family was like many of yours. We lived in Hong Kong, but we traveled. We saw, as we traveled, we saw a lot of people who were poor, a lot of people in need. And may I ask you this question, please? Just, can you give me words? What do you feel when you see someone in need? What do you feel? Give me words. Helpless, sad. What else? Guilty. But yeah. It's hard, isn't it? You feel sad. You see someone in need, you think, gee, I need to do something, but what do I do? Guilty. I have a bed, I have a fridge, I have a pillow, but how do I use those things to change this world? Helpless. I want to, but how? And for my family, as we began to see more and more of this need, we felt compelled to act, but we didn't know how. And so we spoke to NGOs, to charities in Asia, and we said to these charities, how do we serve you? And these charities, they came back to us and they said to us, can you just be you? And we said to these charities, what? What do you mean? I mean, what? And they're like, dude, my dad's an accountant, my mom's in PR. And they said to us, we don't have you. We don't have high-level accountants, we don't have high-level PR people. Could you be you and help us serve the poor? And this was liberating. So as a family in our free time, we used our words, our numbers, helping people in need. And then one night we had dinner. Have you ever had dinner? Dinner's good? Yeah, mine was good too. Thanks for asking. We're eating dinner, phone rings, and this lady called us and she said to us, hey, totally sorry to bother you, but I have a problem. We're like, all right, man, what's your problem? She said, I'm in China. We've just had a flood in China. It's the worst flood in 100 years. And she said to my parents, what can you do to help 2 million people? And we're sitting there, we're like, we are a mother, father, 2 kids, and a dog, right? How are we supposed to help 2 million people? We offered our skills, and the lady said to us, no, this time I don't need your skills. It's minus 20 degrees. If they don't get clothing, they'll die. Can you help me find clothing for 2 million people? The phone down, we said, went to go see my godmother in hospital. And as we were visiting her, right beside us, we heard 2 women talk. I don't know these women. One lady says to the other woman, hey, I got all these things I want to give to poor people, but I don't know any poor people. Do you know any poor people? And we're listening. We're like, excuse me, we know 1 or 2 million poor people. So these ladies give us 19 boxes. We sent them to China. We thought we were done. The lady called us back and she said, the quality was good, but not the quantity. I need more. So the second time we went to school, 72 boxes. And then a businessman had 136 and 248. And suddenly it was like a hole open in the heavens and goods just started to pour in and it was crazy. The bank calls us and they said, hey, we're upgrading computers. Do you need 500 computers? And today in Ghana, in Afghanistan, in the Philippines, in Pakistan, there are IT classes where the teachers are teaching without even 1 computer. So a bank offers you 500 computers. What do you say? Yes, please. Then another bank called us. They said, hey, we're moving. Can you take our furniture? And we're like, I don't know how many pieces of furniture you have. They're like, we've got 10. We have 10 floors of furniture. And then Cathay Pacific gave us all of their blankets, and Timberland gave us container loads of shoes, and 20,000 suits, and 60,000 socks. And suddenly this thing just snowballed, and we moved to Hong Kong's old airport. That was our second warehouse. And then where we are now is an old army base where we have hundreds of containers, half of which goes to Hong Kong and the other half hits 100 countries around the world. But then the phone rang again. You know, we sent one shipment to Ghana, one charity gets it, but then 5 other charities, they're like, dude, where did you get a free 40-foot container? Oh, from Hong Kong. Phone rings again. We sent another shipment, multiple orders, another, multiple orders. And we ended up with 800 orders from 100 countries. And the same breath companies called us. And they said, dude, you took my stuff from Hong Kong, it was awesome. But I got a warehouse full of shoes in Korea, clothing in Malaysia, radio equipment in Thailand, furniture in Scotland. Could you come in the next 36 hours and just kind of clear my stuff? And we're looking at all of these needs, and we're looking at all of these resources, and we're thinking, you know, this is the age of the internet, right? People get married online. I didn't mean you, it's just in general. But, you know, there must be like an online platform equivalent to eBay, but between the business and the NGO sector. Right, where charities can see what they need and businesses can say what they have. So we sat down, we looked for this platform, we couldn't find it, so we went to the UN. And we said to them, why can't we find it? Are we just internet losers? And they said, maybe. But the reason you can't find it is that it doesn't exist, but it's needed. And then someone said to us, could you build it? So then Global Hand, the second piece of our work, was launched. This platform like online dating just between the business and NGO sectors. It's just yeah. Anyhow, so we built this platform, it went live, and then the UN called us. The dude in charge of the UN at that time was Ban Ki-moon, and he said, look, we know the solutions of the future are going to be in synergy. Businesses partnering with us as we try and tackle this world's ills. But as we all know, sometimes it's complicated to reach the UN. And so they asked us to build a copy of our platform for the UN homepage, and so for a dozen years we built and managed the UN's business platform. Then we moved to this old army base where we serve from now. It was our 10th anniversary. And instead of some 5-star fundraising dinner, we thought, how can we use this anniversary to show people our heart, to show them why we serve? And then this nuts idea rolled around. We thought, dude, wouldn't it be awesome if we could bring CEOs to our old army base, and when they come, we'll strip them. We'll take away their watches and their wallets and their cell phone and their laptop, and we will give them hammers and nails and trash, and we'll let them build slums and dig pit toilets and sleep on the ground. And just for a day, we'll let them feel a tiny bit of what it's like for the people that we serve every single day. And so we did this once, and honestly, I thought these people would kill us. But they came back and they said to us, this is huge. I had 3 events in my life that were powerful. The day I got married, the day my first kid was born, and this. I need my office to feel this, but I can't do 24 hours. Do you have a 2 or 3 hour program to help them feel? And then principals brought teachers, and teachers brought students, and then people said to us that poverty is just one issue. What about refugees, HIV, blindness, the environment, disasters? These programs exploded. And it was at that point that the UN called us again, and the UN said to us, you know, every year in Switzerland, they said there's this really big event, big gig, it's called the World Economic Forum. Bill Clinton, Bill Gates, in fact, anyone called Bill, or with many Bills, attends. And the UN said to us, they said, there's no way we can bring all these world leaders and stick them in refugee camps, but we could bring a message to them. Please, could you bring a refugee simulation to Switzerland so we can run it for these world leaders? And so we built the simulation right beside the World Economic Forum, guns and landmines and barbed wire, and I thought to myself, nobody's going to come. They're too busy. Who could we reach? He's already leaning in. And we thought, you know what, Richard Branson, the guy in charge of Virgin Airlines, space travel, he's game. He'd probably be game enough to do it. So we emailed him, we said, dear Sir Richard, you're kind of game. Would you be willing to do this? And the next day I checked my email and said, dear David, I'd love to. I'll see you on Friday. Richard. And then the next guy walks in, he is the most expensively dressed man I've ever seen. I'm like, oh, who's this guy? His name tag pops out, he's the CEO and chairman of Gucci. I'm like, oh, ha! Then the head of Skype, and then the head of Wikipedia, and then the head of HP and TNT and UPS and Kings and Queens. And over the last 11 years, I've seen thousands and thousands of these leaders go through. In fact, globally, hundreds of thousands of people have gone through these programs. But do you know what I love most is watching this world change. I'm watching Syrian kids today sitting in schools because people went through these programs. I'm watching people change their jobs. I'm watching charities be birthed. I'm watching the world's social media giants re-engage with global issues. 500,000 farmers' lives are not the same. And ladies and gentlemen, why are we here? Because this world is not okay. And it must change. Do you know what I love most about all the story of Crossroads and its growth? Do you know what I love most about that story? Is that it is not the story of two superheroes. Do you know my mom and my dad? They are heroes, yes. But I don't know if they were in the room tonight. And I said to them, raise your hand if you genuinely believe that you can change this world. I don't know that they would have raised their hands. And if Mother Teresa had been here, I don't know that she would have either. Nor Martin Luther King Jr., nor Gandhi. But I don't think that's the point. Because do you know what was common for all of them? And it's common for you too. Is that their world was not okay either. And so they stepped out. Because it mattered. Because it was necessary. And because whether they succeeded or not, it was a fight that must be fought. And was even worth dying for. So I leave all of us, myself included, with a question tonight, and it is this. The question is not, do you feel big enough to believe that you can make a difference? No, rather, in light of this world's needs, I think the question is merely, will you step out? And so may it be that this world looks different because of you.